Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you all to St. John's and this variety concert, of course. The proceeds are going to the Oncology unit in Kerry University Hospital. We have a nice show lined up for you, so I hope you'll be able to sit back, relax, and enjoy it. And there'll be an interval for about 15 minutes after about 3/4 of an hour, where you can have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee in the foyer. Also, I want to say there'll be a raffle later on as well. We have spot prizes. Also, I want to ask you all, if you have mobile phones, please turn them off. Okay. And I hope you'll enjoy the show, and we'll be ready to start now in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much indeed. I'm only human, I'm just a man. Lord, help me believe in what I can be and all that I am. Show me the stairway I have to climb. Lord, for my sake, teach me to take one day at a time. One day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I am asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, help me today, show me the way, one day at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot, of course, to say to you that the title of the concert is One Day at a Time, because cancer patients, that's the way they work, like they just take every day in itself, and of course it's wonderful what they can do now, and it's absolutely wonderful what they can do in the oncology unit. And but that's why I thought the name One Day at a Time would be fitting for the name of the show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a trad group for you for a few minutes. Okay, give a big hand to the trad group. Thank you very much indeed.
Is this on? It is, yeah. I'm Jim, this is Ian.
Right.
And we're going to play a few selected pieces of music here. Tradish. So we're going to start with a Carolan piece. Hello, Sonny Egan, how are you doing? So you're sitting there. A Carolan piece, Carolan's Concerto. Thank you. That's a tricky piece now, let me tell you.
Well done, Jim.
Jigs?
Yep.
Okay, something a bit more traditional dance music. A set of jigs. The first one is Seamus's, and after that I'm not sure. But
And we want you to yahoo and clap and scream or whatever you want to do.
Yahoo and clap. Okay, something a bit different now. This is, I've played this for a while, but Ian's just learnt this. He was under pressure. He's okay. This is a piece of music by Ennio Morricone. He's the guy who wrote all the stuff for the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, all that kind of weird music. But this is a piece from the film The Mission, and it's called Gabriel's Oboe. you want to.
Yeah,
Okay, we're going faster than planned, so we're going to throw something extra in. Ian's going to sing a song for you. He's going to want a mic.
This
Stay
mic.
there.
Okay. You can definitely sing along with this if you know it. 1, 2. When you feel like laying low and the mountains seem no closer than before, and you wonder why. Know in your mind there is nothing to hide, and the only way is living to survive. Makes you feel alive. And let all the doors swing open, your lives unfolding before your very eyes. It's such a strange affair. And walking around, come into the sound, forget you're down, you feel the air. Beautiful affair. Comes a time when you look around and you see the ocean waiting for your eyes, showing no surprise. Make your way down to the shore and you climb aboard. Give yourself a smile, makes you feel alive. Sing along if you know it. Let all the doors swing open, your lives unfolding before your very eyes. It's such a strange affair. And walking around, come into the sound, forget you're down, you feel the air. Beautiful affair. Let all the doors swing open, your lives unfolding before your very eyes. Such a strange affair. And walking around, come into the sound, forget you're down, you feel the air. Beautiful affair. Beautiful affair.
Okay, we're going to finish so with a set of reels. Been on long enough.
And you can dance this time if you want.
Salamanca, Banshee and Sailor's Bonnet. My memory hasn't completely gone yet.
folks. Weren't they absolutely mighty? Now, the one thing, I suppose, the colour they were wearing, the Kerry, I don't know about that now. Many, many years ago, when I crossed the county bounds from Cork, I know I'm in Listowel long enough now, most people think I'm from Kerry side, but I'm the Cork side. But I wasn't here long at all when there was Coltus nights with Dan Kane and Michael Dowling and Bernie O'Connor was there. And I was very fond of Bernie singing one song in particular, and it must be the first night I met him, I said, God, that's a beautiful song, Bernie. Well, within 2 days, Bernie arrived up to work to the hospital with the song written out for me. Bernie's a great songwriter and a great friend to me through the years, and especially when I arrived new in Listowel. So this is the song. When Mama said grace round the table, and we answered her there and then, when each little face was a picture, and each little heart pure within, everyone was so happy and peaceful. We lived in peace and harmony. When Mama said grace round the table, to be joined by the whole family. I remember the days of my childhood in the little thatched cottage we owned. Each night Mama reached for the rosary bead, each one spoke to the Lord on his own. And when meal times came, we were seated. We'd rise and bow prayerfully. When Mama said grace round the table, to be joined by the whole family. When Mama said grace round the table, and we answered her there and then, when each little face was a picture, and each little heart pure within, everyone was so happy and cheerful. We lived in peace and harmony. When Mama said grace round the table, to be joined by the whole family. But now we have grown up and scattered, the world has claimed us away. There's no meditation or grace now, more earthly things stand in their way. That little thatched cottage has fallen, and Mama's passed on peacefully, since she once said grace round the table, to be joined by the whole family. When Mama said grace round the table, and we answered her there and then, when each little face was a picture, and each little heart pure within, everyone was so happy and cheerful. We lived in peace and harmony. When Mama said grace around the table, to be joined by the whole family. Thanks, folks. And we're having a lovely night here now. Fair play to Bernie to put on this concert tonight. And weren't the children brilliant? Absolutely outstanding, so they were. Well, did he notice the lovely suit that Bernie was wearing? Wasn't he snazzy looking? I'm telling you, he's brought out like a racehorse tonight. Look at the lovely suit and the red tie and the whole lot. He looked lovely. But then again, remember back, wasn't he always a snazzy dresser? Can you remember him when he used to be dancing at the carnivals outside in my van and Douai and the likes of that? Can you remember that? Remember that was that the 70s, I suppose. Remember the bright shirts were all in at the time. Sure, hang to a bright shirt yourself. Was it a pink one you had? I'd swear it was a pink one. And you see, they'd have all these bright coloured suits and all the likes of that as well, you see. And you see now when Bernie be out and you go over, and that was the time now you'd ask a woman out to dance. And you'd cross over and he'd say, would you like to dance? Of course, always great manners, you see. And of course the women, no bother at all. He'd get them all to dance with him, no bother at all. But there was another fella that used to be travelling with him. When he'd approach a woman, they'd run to the toilet, they'd run the other direction. Nobody wanted to dance with him. And you know, your man approached Bernie one night and he said, will you tell me, he said, what neck have you? Bernie looked at him, what neck? What are you talking? He said, you've the right neck. He said, you've definitely the right neck. He said, all the women, they'll all dance with you. He said, and nobody'll dance with me. Well, Bernie looked your man up and down and he said, tell me, he said, no. He said, when is the last time now? He said, you had a shave and a shampoo and a shower and you splashed on a bit of bruise, you know. 'Tis new stuff on the market now. It's irresistible to women, he said. You spray it all over, he said. You brill cream the hair, go out and get a nice shirt, he said. He said, a good crease in it, he said. Polish up them shoes, he said, there, he said. You'll be looking well, you'll definitely get a woman. Well, your man went home, he took Bernie's advice. He washed and he shaved and he showered and he shampooed and he cleaned himself every day for the week until went into town. Bought himself new style to wear, new socks, polished up their shoes. I'm telling you, he was cutting a dash when Bernie called to collect him the following week. There was our man, he was shining from head to toe, so he was. And she had cut the bottle of brooch and he had sprayed it all over, I'm telling you. And he said to Bernie, now, he said, I'm still a bit shy, he said. Bernie said, look, follow me, do exactly what I do. So there was a carnival, that night was in Dua, the old marquee in Dua. Do you know, down the hill like that, there was a fall of ground down with it. So you dance up one side and you go down with the fall of ground at the other side. Well, he said, look, Bernie spotted this lady across the way. Hannah May, sure you don't mind me saying it now. He spotted this lady across the way and over he went. And he said, your man, follow me now, you Ash's sister. So he went over and he said, would you like to dance, miss? Oh, she said, I thought you'd never ask, Bernie. Out she goes on the floor and your man asked the sister. And up they went against the hill. They were dancing up against the hill. And your man was keeping up to Bernie behind across the top. And down with the fall of ground at the other side, the two were dancing away. And now, you wouldn't think that Bernie do it. Didn't he drop the hand down to the backside? And he pulled his lady into him a small bit. And he beckoned at your man to do the same. So your man dropped the hand as well and he pulled her in a bit close to him and off they go down with the fall of ground dancing. And you see, my boy was looking for a bit of encouragement. And she looked into the girl's eyes and he said, tell me, he said, girl, he said, tell me, can you smell the brooch? Smell the brooch, she said. I can feel the little fecker. I'll tell you about my son Paddy. Would any of you know my son Paddy? You see, I cuddled and I spoiled him. His dad was going wild. He said, you'll end up with a sissy, you're going to spoil that child. Sure, I shined his shoes for 15 years, till one day he got annoyed. He said, Ma, will you go easy with my runners? The polish me runners are destroyed. There was other things that I did wrong. Look, I don't know where to start. Once I washed his marijuana. Sure, it nearly broke his heart. I made breakfast, had it ready, put his tea into a cup. I was waiting for to stir it, but I couldn't get him up. He says, Ma, me head is bursting. To work I just can't go. The doctor says he's skiving, but sure, what do doctors know? Well, on Friday mornings, I start his car and turn his music on real low, and the car is nice and warm when he's ready for to go. Now, Paddy is not that worldly wise, and he doesn't stop to think that barmen take advantage, and they always serve bad drink. Now, his boss has no compassion. In fact, I think he's thick. You should hear his language when I tell him Paddy's sick. Now, Paddy's always sick on Mondays, not fit to leave the bed. The hot water bottle at his feet and the aspirin at his head. Well, he takes vitamins. These vitamins, they're called E. He said they give him energy. Should they might just work for me? Well, he's out all night till morning, but sure, he's nearly 23, and he has mylash fibre in his pocket with his condoms and his key. Well, one morning, not that long ago, there was a girl between the sheets. He said, "Ma, she's a homeless girl. I found her on the streets." His dad's wrong, but I'm not the one to say I told you so. My Paddy brought that poor girl home when she had nowhere else to go. Well, his dad says that he's out of hand and he almost call a halt. I said, my Paddy has a system and you leave him alone. He said, "Francis, girl, there is no system. You can't get through the door, the wardrobe's lying empty and his clothes are on the floor. The window's never open, he'll suffocate himself. There's dirty boots and there's smelly socks and there's whiskers on the delf." Sure, he's always on it, poor Paddy. And I don't think it's fair. Sure, my Paddy can't abide daylight and he's allergic to fresh air. Well, his dad says the time has come when he must leave our home. I said, my Paddy needs his mammy. He can't live on his own. Well, he's away to Mass on Sunday. And he isn't home till 8. And I've his dinner in the oven and it's sticking to the plate. His dad gives out, but I don't mind. No, not in the very least. For I see the day will come, my son might become a priest. Now, people will tell you of their problems with the rearing of a boy. But there's no problem with my Paddy. My son, my pride and joy. Thank you.
Now, Paddy was 50 years old, you know, and he was all his life looking for a woman, and he couldn't get one. But didn't he get one at last after years waiting? And the two of them decided to get married. Now, Paddy had a big farm of land, and he had about 50 cattle. And the morning Paddy was getting married, what do you think happened? But didn't one of the cows break out? And Paddy had the pants of his wedding suit on, and he had to go through the high grass, and the grass was wet. And Paddy folded up his trouser above his knees so he wouldn't get the trouser wet. He went anyway and he found the cow, and he brought in the cow, and of course he forgot to roll down the pants. Paddy went on anyway, and he came to the church, went up to the altar, and the priest said, "Oh, great, Paddy's here. Now we can proceed with the wedding." "Now," says the priest, "Paddy, do you want to get married the new way or the old way?" "Yes," says Paddy, "I'll get married the new way." "Right you are," says the priest. "Before we start, Paddy, will you pull down our trouser? Oh, Godfather, I get married the old way." Now, there is an interval for about 15 minutes if you want a cup of coffee or a cup of tea in the fire, and we'll resume in about 15 minutes. Thank you very much indeed. Here is the news read by Black Mary. A robbery took place last night at Noel Markins, and 100 watches were stolen. The guard said the fellow that stole the watches is doing time. A huge hole has appeared in the Tralee Road, and the traffic from Tralee to Listowel have been diverted. The Gardaí said that no traffic can be allowed to come through from Tralee to Listowel. The council said they're looking into it. The Gardaí were called to the Arms Hotel last night as a row erupted, and the Gardaí arrested the chef. It is believed he ate up 2 eggs. A robbery took place at McGillicuddy's shop last night, and the fellow that robbed, he stole a calendar. The police say he got 12 months. And finally, there is a police message here, and the police message is for a car that was stolen from the car park outside University Hospital in Kerry. And the guards are asking anybody who saw anything suspicious to contact them. They're not worried about the car, but the 2 doctors that were inside in it. And finally, the mouse trap factory in Listowel is closing down because of the inclement weather. Lately, it has been raining cats and dogs. Kilkenny have banned dogs in their county because they're always chasing the cats. Finally, the weather forecast, it will rain twice this week, first for 3 days and then for 4 days. It is believed that aliens have arrived in Listowel, and I believe that there are 2 aliens on the roof of St. John's at the moment. Everybody has gone and taken cover. It is believed the aliens came from the flying saucer. So I think everybody has taken cover. So I'm better take cover in case they find me. Thank you. I thank you. Myself and the LRT children are going to sing a couple of songs again. And we're going to start with the Rose of Tralee. So if you feel like singing, join in. And if you don't feel like singing, shut up. Okay. The pale moon was rising above the green mountains. The sun was declining beneath the blue sea, when I strayed with my love to the pure crystal fountain that stands on the beautiful vale of Tralee. She was lovely and fair as the rose of the summer. It was not her beauty alone that won me. Oh no, 'twas the truth in her eye ever dawning that made me love Mary, the Rose of Tralee. Right. This time I'm going to sing a song. This is a song I wrote a few years back about a little girl that lived at the back of us. She's in America now. She'd be a granddaughter of Dermot Keane Stacks, actually. And it's called The Pride of Lartigue. She's got a sweet smile that is charming and bright. She brings out the sun every day, every night. She's our little angel and Lartigue's delight. She's Morgan, the pride of Lartigue. So raise up your glasses and sing with renown of a dear little colleen in a sweet Irish gown, whose smile will break every heart in the town. She's Morgan, the pride of Lartigue. When she grows older, how pretty she'll be. She'll be everybody's fancy from here to Tralee. A dear little princess, so royal is she. She's Morgan, the pride of Larty. So raise up your glasses and sing with renown of a dear little Colleen in a sweet Irish gown, whose smile will break every heart in the town. She's Morgan, the pride of Larty. So raise up your glasses and sing with renown of a dear little Colleen in a sweet Irish gown, whose smile will break every heart in the town. She's Morgan, the pride of Larty.
Oh, my lovely Rose of Clare, you're the sweetest girl I know. You're the queen of all the roses, the pretty flowers that grow. You are the sunshine of my life, so beautiful and fair, and I will always love you, my lovely Rose of Clare. Oh, the sun, it shines out like a jewel on the lovely hills of Clare, as I walked along with my sweet love one evening at the fair. Our eyes, they shone like silver streams, her long and golden hair. For I have won the heart of one, my lovely Rose of Clare. Sing if you know the chorus. Oh, my lovely Rose of Clare, you're the sweetest girl I know. You're the queen of all the roses, the pretty flowers that grow. You are the sunshine of my life, so beautiful and fair, and I will always love you, my lovely Rose of Clare. As we walk down by the river bank, watch the Shannon flowing by, sheep used to graze. There's a field of red poppies bequeathed by the Queen, and the ladies go dancing at Whitsun, and the ladies remember at Whitsun. That song actually tells the story of why Ladies' Morris really started up in the UK, about the men going off to war, and then no men to dance at the Whitsun time, so the ladies did their bit round the maypole and kept the whole tradition going. And they still dance, and there's lots of Ladies' Morris teams all over the UK. They do a fine job. Most of you will probably know this, so do join in if you know it. I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me. These past few days I've been afraid I might slip away. I've been telling old stories, singing songs that make me think about where I come from. That's the reason why I seem so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you. I think about you all the time. Caledonia, are you calling me? Am I going home? But if I should become a stranger, it'll make me more than sad. For Caledonia has been everything I've ever had. I have moved and I've kept on moving, proved the points that I needed proving, lost the friends I needed losing, found others on the way. Kissed the fellas, left them sighing, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. Travelled hard sometimes with conscience flying, somewhere in the wind. Let me tell you that I love you. I think about you all the time. Caledonia, are you calling me? Am I going home? But if I should become a stranger, it'll make me more than sad. But Caledonia has been everything I've ever had. Now I'm sitting here before the fire. The forest poor and all is quiet. Flames are cool, don't get any higher. They've withered now, they're gone. And I'm busy thinking my way is clear, and I know what I must do tomorrow. Hands have shaken, kisses flowed, and I must disappear. Let me tell you that I love you. I think about you all the time. Caledonia, are you calling me? Am I going home? But if I should become a stranger, it'll make me more than sad. But Caledonia has been everything I've ever had. Caledonia has been everything I've ever had. This is our last one I'm going to do. They like this one up the centre. They get up and they dance around. So it's good to see them dancing. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Hit you when it's too late, hit you when you're down. It's a fool's game, nothing but a fool's game. Standing in the cold rain, feeling like a clown. It ain't right with love to share, when you find he doesn't care for you. It ain't wise to need someone as much as I depended on you. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Hit you when it's too late, wishes I depended on you. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Love him till your arms break, then he lets you down. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Picture when it's too late, picture when you're down. It's a heartache.
Well, when I was growing up, Bonnie Tyler was my idol on the television. I used to stand and take her off, so that tells you my age and hers. So I'd like to say good evening to you all and hand you back to Francis, who is now going to come on and delight you with some more stories.
Now, there was these three fellas one time, you know, and they had pubs, but they lost their license. One was Kerry, one was Christy, and one was Paddy. And one day they met the priest going down the street, and the priest said to them, do you know, he said, if you come to Mass next Sunday now and pray to get your license back, you'll get it back. So that was fine. The following Sunday, the three boys went to Mass, and they prayed like they never prayed before. And the next thing after Mass, the three boys came out, and Christy and Kerry were in great form. But poor Paddy was looking awful down. And Christy and Kerry turned to Paddy, and they said, Paddy, they said, you're awful down, what's wrong? And Paddy said, well, he said, the priest said, Kerry a license, and Christy a license, but he never said Paddy a license. Now, we're going to have Francis Kennedy, and after Francis, we're going to do the raffle for the spot prizes. Okay, thank you.
Well, folks, back again to you. I didn't get my P45 yet. It is great to be part of this night here for such a special occasion. Fair play to Bernie, and it's wonderful that Bernie is looking so well, and I wish him many, many, many years of health to come, because he brings happiness to a lot of people. I'd like to sing a song. It was, I suppose, the morning my mother died, I suppose I put pen to paper, and this is kind of what came out of it, and we sung it in the graveyard, and rarely sing it now, but I'll sing it tonight. There was someone to welcome us home far away, wherever in life we may roam. A light in the kitchen, a fire burning bright, a smile and a warm welcome home. My dear mother stood by the open front door. She stood there to wave us goodbye. She shook Collie Water, may God direct you, she said, as each of us passed her by. She said, you are making a life of your own. Don't forget your poor mother at home. And always remember, wherever you roam, there is someone to welcome you home. Someone to welcome you home far away, wherever in life you may roam. A light in the kitchen, a fire burning bright, a smile and a warm welcome home. 6 brothers I have and sisters I've 4, and the memories are with us today of the fun that we shared, the laughter and songs, and the stories that lightened the days. It's soft times at night, the neighbours would call to talk of events of the day. It would not be long before a bar of a song, cotton cake and a hot mug of tea. There was someone to welcome us home far away, wherever in life we may roam. A light in the kitchen, a fire burning bright, a smile and a warm welcome home. My father and mother worked hard for us all and tried to show us the right way. But a void in our hearts will always remain, for the angels have called them away. My brothers and sisters are scattered tonight, no more will the rosary be told, and memories are all that echo this night on the flags of our stone kitchen floor. But there was someone to welcome us home far away, wherever in life we may roam. A light in the kitchen, a fire burning bright, a smile and a warm welcome home. Oh, someone to welcome us home far away, wherever in life we may roam. A light in the kitchen, a fire burning bright, a smile and a warm welcome home. Do you know, in the town torn asunder at the moment, in the dreadful altogether, sure you can't go anywhere. Do you know, I was downtown today trying to get the bit of shopping. And you know, we were all only trying to go around with bags, trying to get it. And I went into Griffin's Butchers, you know Griffin's Butchers up there now. And I was inside waiting, and there was a big queue in there now, so there was a big queue of people in there today. And this lady came in now, she was a stranger to town now. I hadn't seen her before. You know the way you pick out a bit of a stranger around the place now, you see. And in she goes anyway, and she up to the counter, shoved her nose in front of us, and myself and Sonny, and we there talking, I suppose, wasting her time. Up she went to the counter anyway, and she said to the butcher, she said, excuse me, she said, will you tell me, I haven't seen a pig's head in years, she said. How much is the pig's head on the window? And he looked at her, he said, what pig's head? Well, she said, there's a pig's head on your window. She said, how much for the pig's head? He looked, he said, oh, missus, he said, that's not a pig's head at all. That's only a mirror. But I suppose, lads, there are people that fell off the ugly tree and must have hit every branch coming down. And you know, whatever that's wrong with you now, you can go and you can talk it out with people. So you can talk to therapists about this, that, and the next thing. Well, there was this girl from a poor quarter now, she had a bit of a problem. Now, I'll tell you now, so she couldn't get a man. And she heard about this man outside in Ballybunnin. He was I can't think what sort of a therapist he was now. A three-lettered word starts with X, S and finish with X. Some sort of a therapist anyway he was. And she went out to him anyway, and she explained her problem, how she couldn't get a man. And Mr. Wong was his name. I see you know him. Mr. Wong was his name. So out she goes anyway. She explained her problem, and Mr. Wong said, oh, he said, madam, he said, take off all the clothes. Wasn't it nice? That's a nice how do you do? And she just in the door. But she was paying him, so she tugged off down to the chassis. Now he said, madam, get down in all fours, he said, and quote, we fast, the other side of the room. And she looked at him. But down she goes on all fours, and she quote, we fast, the other side of the room. Now he said, madam, turn around, he said, and quote, we fast back. Well, she did what she was told. She turned around, and she crawled really fast back. And he said, oh, madam, I see your problem. It is very bad. She said, good God, she said, what's wrong with me? Can you see why I can't get a man? Oh, he said, madam, you suffer from Zachary disease. Good God, she said, what's Zachary disease? Oh, he said, madam, it is when your face exactly resembles your arse. My dear old home in the Kerry hills, my thoughts are still with thee. Although I'm in a foreign land across the deep blue sea, I long to stand outside your door and to watch the sun go down, and hear the church bells tolling o'er my native Brosna town. By Lynch's winding banks I'd like to stand once more, and view from Shannon Airport to the town of sweet Rathmore, back to the peaks of Coddy's Reeks to Killarglen on the Lawn, from Castlemaine to Coolagrain and home by Brosna town. Now to conclude and say God bless to Mother and Ireland too, I never will forget the day you faded from my view. But soon I will return again, good times we'll put down. In my cottage home down the old wood road, 3 miles from Brosna town. Lads, do you know where Brosna is? Well, for those of you that don't know where Brosna is a little village in North Kerry. Just so small that they nearly take it in when it rains. Now, Brosna had never much claim to fame in their life, I suppose, until last year. Their footballers won the Junior Cup final above in Croke Park. Oh, lads, were some of you at it? I'm telling you the excitement there was. Oh, the excitement. Didn't know all Brosna would ever be looking forward to would be a wet Sunday behind in Killarney. They never thought they'd go all the way to Croke Park, but fair play they did. They played matches in Tralee, in Mill Street, Ballinasloe, all the way up to Croke Park. And as their matches got bigger, so did their support get bigger. People were going from everywhere until the day of the All-Ireland. 8 buses left the village of Brosna. My God, every man, woman and child that was in it. Now, there was this couple. They lived at the butt of the village. Bridie and Con would be their names. I wonder, would any of you know them? Yeah, I know it might be safe enough to tell you about them. Bridie and Con, anyway, they'd never travelled out much in their time. But they said they'd have to go to support the Brosna boys. Now, Bridie was a cute woman. She saw the other girls going off to the matches. All the young whippersnappers going off. There they were, she said, with clothes up to their... Good God Almighty, there wouldn't be the makings of good handkerchief and whatsoever were wearing. I'm telling you, they're coming back in, and they're running to the doctors with colds in their kidneys, kidney infections and all the likes. By God, then it wasn't going to happen to her. She decided, cute woman that she was, she'd go into Abbey Fair and she'd buy herself a decent pair of knickers. No, I never thought these knickers were still in the market, but they are. I'm telling you now, the White Swan. Sister Margaret, did you say White Swan was their name, yeah? White Swan, they're the job, lads. Down to your knees, up to the waist, double gusseted. With a elastic in them so strong you could nearly saddle a small pony with you. Well, she got her fine pair of knickers anyway, and she covered herself well up, and she got on the bus that morning over in Brosna. Sure, they came from everywhere and anywhere. One woman is all that was left behind in the parish of Brosna. One woman in 93, she was left at home to look after the parish. Well, Con and Bridie, they went on the bus and they saw sight. Sure, they had a great journey up to Dublin and they arrived in plenty time. Lads were in Dublin lately. The traffic, you think the traffic is bad out there now, with two-way cars going up Church Street. My God, if he were in Dublin, he'd know what traffic is. I'm telling you, if you put out your leg, you'd be barreled nearly upside down. And there was poor Colin Bridie trying to cross the road, you see. And every time they stepped out, a car would pass or a bus would pass, and they were having fierce difficulty barreling out and back. And there was these two, and they were watching them from the other side of the road. And one said to the other, Jacobs, she said, Jacobs, will you look at the two calcies trying to cross the road. Yahoo, she said, yahoo, yahoo, she said. There's a zebra crossing around the corner. And Bridie turned Con and she said, hi, Con. She says there's a zebra crossing around the corner. If there is, she said, Gerald, I hope he's better looked than ourselves in crossing the road. Well, after their bit of a battle around, they eventually made it into Croke Park. Well, now, after the long journey, Bridie was bursting to go to the loo. God, and there was a lot of toilets now, a lot of places there for her to go, but the queue was big. And there she was at the end of the queue, and the two knees, and they buckled together by her, and she waiting. And there was ones going in, and there was ones coming out, and there she was still at the wrong side of the door. And these two were in front of the mirrors, and one of them opened her handbag, and she took out a bottle of perfume out of the handbag, and she started to spray it all over her. Oh, she said, Chanel, she said, number 5, she said, €70 an ounce. And the other lady, not to be beat, she opened her handbag, she took out an even bigger bottle of perfume, and she sprayed it. Oh, she said, Christian Dior, she said, €130 an ounce. Well, at that, Bridie was still at the wrong side of the toilet door, and the old combustion was building up inside her, ready for its final burst of exit. Well, she left off a humdinger, I'm telling you. It was deadly, and it wasn't silent. The mirrors inside, they fogged up, so they did. And ones were nearly running, they were suffocating inside there. And the two women turned and they looked disgusted at Bridie. And Bridie turned and she looked back at him and she said, super value Brussels sprouts, she said. 60 cents an ounce. Well, lads, they went in anyway and they found their seats inside in Croke Park. Do you know any of you now that would have been in Croke Park? You know that announcement that came over the speaker. Sonny, what is it again? Pickpockets, what is it? Pickpockets are at work in the stadium. Beware of your belongings. And of course, when Con heard this, you know, he'd get a bit of excited, you see, at the match, you see. And that he might, you know, his pocket could be picked and his money'd be gone, you see. So Bridie was a cute woman, so he handed the money to Bridie. He said, Bridie girl, he said, put that money there in a safe place. Well, Bridie thought for a few seconds and she thought sure the safest place for it would be up the leg of the knickers. When she positioned it well up the leg of the knickers anyway, well, that's the match started. It was kick for kick, it was shoulder for shoulder. There was high balls, there was low balls, sometimes there was no balls at all. Well, lads, it was electric, so it was. Mitchells from Liverpool, they tore into the match, but Brushna thundered into the match. About that. 5 points up at half-time. Back in the second half, Liverpool, Mitchells rallied. Oh, lads, 'twas down to the wire, so it was. But Liverpool, I'm telling you, they had steam in their engine, but Brushna had lead in their pencils. Well, they got him every kick of the ball. Lads, 'twas down now to the last few seconds, and Mitchells were in front of the goalpost. If they got a goal now, 'twould all slip away from Brushna, but fair play to the boys in Brushna. They held them off. The whistle blew, the strains of Brushna town rang out all over Croke Park. And Con turned to Bridie. He said, Bridie, girl, he says, come on, we've some fierce celebrating to do. Hand me the money. Well, Bridie went. She said, Con, she said, it's Con, she said. He said, what's gone? She said, Con, the money is gone. The money is gone. He said, good God, girl, how could it be gone? Wouldn't you feel it if somebody put their hand up there? And she said, oh, she said, I did, she said, but I never thought it was the money he was after. Thank you, folks.
Oh.
What's 3 trees?
9.
No, it's a small forest.
Oh. Why did the monster go into the restaurant?
I don't know.
He wanted to order a mixed gorilla.
What did the big chimney say to the small chimney?
I don't know.
You're too young to be smoking.
Oh. Do you know, I know a doctor one time and he fell into a well.
That sounds awful.
Oh, it is not. I mean, he should have tended the sick and let the well alone. Okay, boss. There were 3 ducks walking along the road one day, you know, and they were discussing what they'd be when they grow up. And the first duck said, well, he said, I'll be a carpenter. Oh, they said, that's a good job. They'll be always take for carpenters. The second duck said, I'll be a farmer. They said, a farmer is dicey. They said, it can go up or down, you know. So the 2 of them looked at the third duck, and the third duck said, I'm going to be a doctor. And the 2 of them looked at the third duck, and they said, oh God, they said, to be a doctor, you'll have to study medicine, you'll have to do all different kinds of exams and everything. And the third duck turned around to them and he said, you bloody idiots, I'm going to be a quack doctor. Well, now I'm after being handed the 4th spot prize, But I don't have the tickets, but I'm going to give it to whoever can tell me what day of the week Christmas Day is this year. No. Sorry? No. No. Hold on, no, because that's 3 or 4 of you talking together, I can. Who said Sunday? Who said Sunday? Sunday is right. Okay. Right, do you want your prize? You're coming. And so is Christmas. I'm telling you, that's it. You can't be up to these fellas at all.
How are you? Come on, buddy.
No, Jim.
That's the welcome. Hang on.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
start going to you. Hang on there.
You're welcome, Jim. It's like the two fellas you know that were walking along the road up in Galway City one day, and they were going to Connemara, and they had no idea how far it was. But they came to a signpost anyway, and it said Connemara 10 miles. And one fella turned to the one and said, "Geez, Jack, that's great. That's only 5 miles each." One day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I am asking from you. Just give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus, and tomorrow may never be mine. Lord, for my sake, help me to take one day at a time. Right. Okay, lads, we've come to the end of our show, and I'd like to thank you all for coming. It was a great success, and I'd like to thank a few other people as well. I'd like to thank Joe outside, who was there whenever I wanted him. And I want to thank the people who gave us spot prizes, Super Value, Una Hartnett, and Maguire's, who gave us the spot prizes. Also, I want to thank our friend Mary there, who was down there selling the tickets. And Mary went around the country with us as well, selling tickets. So I want to say thanks very much to her. She was a great help. And of course, I want to thank everybody who contributed in any way, the shops especially, for taking the tickets. You know, there's some of them that I still have to go back to that I haven't collected the tickets. But I want to thank especially all the people who took part tonight. Francis Kennedy, Mike Maroney, Hazel is fantastic. Once Hazel decides she's committed to something, she really is committed. And she is absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Hazel. Finally, I would like to thank these wonderful kids. I've been working with these for, I suppose, the most of 3 months, and they're absolutely fantastic. Anything I asked them to do, they did it. No, they're absolutely wonderful. They're a credit to their parents. And of course, I'd like to thank their mothers who had to make sacrifices as well, you know, because didn't easy like with football and everything, like, you know, they had to try and fit in everything, but they were absolutely marvellous. Finally, I'd like to thank you all for coming, because without you there'd be no concert. So I want to say, save home. I'll ask you now to stand for our Anavian. very much.